Where are the real photos of Earth? This is something that everyone should wonder. When you type in Earth into Google, this is what comes up. You might think it's good at first, but on closer inspection, things just don't add up. Have a look at this one. Here we can see Africa, Arabia, some clouds. Looks okay, doesn't it? But then you click on the next image. Fair enough, the continents are different, but the water, clouds, atmosphere has all changed. Let's go to the next one. Here we can see Africa, now Asia. Has it changed? Yes, it has. These look very different. What's going on here? Let's try out another one. Once again, North and South America. We have a blue sphere, just like we do in all of these photos, but where are the stars? There are no stars in any of these images. NASA tells us that there are at least tens of trillions of stars in the universe, yet here we see none. This shows that these images are nothing but composites or simply computer-generated images, as NASA often freely admits. Then you look at this one. It isn't even black, it's just white. Let's keep going, shall we? This one here, another nice one, but is it real? You decide. As for this, well, that's certainly not real, is it? Let's try something different now. Let's type in pictures of Earth. Do we get anything better? Not really. Again, no stars. A sphere with North and South America. Once again, the clouds, atmosphere, water completely changes. Let's try another one. This one interests me a lot because here we have a gigantic North America, mostly just the USA and Mexico moving down into Central and South America, but the USA is depicted as a gigantic desert that takes up roughly 1/3 of the northern hemisphere. Whereas in this image, the USA takes up roughly 1/8, if that, of the northern hemisphere and is green. Why is the size, shape, and color so different? What's going on here? Let's try another one, shall we? Once again, no stars, just a floating ball. Let's try another one. This is clearly not real. Let's try typing something different. Let's really try and find the real photos of Earth now. Let's type in real pictures of Earth. What do we have? Once again, same thing. Seems like a composite or a computer-generated image. Here we have the moon. Does that make it real? I'm not sure. Let's keep going. North America again. Once again, it's changed. How about this picture? NASA tells us that this is what North America looked like in 1978. And this is what North America looked like in 2012. What happened in this time? Some deforestation? Yes. Some urbanization? Certainly. That could explain some of the change from this green to this brown. But all of it? I don't think so. Even more so, how has the change in size changed so much? Here, it takes up barely 1/8 of the whole of the northern hemisphere. Here it takes up pretty much 1/3. What on earth is going on here? There isn't even any of Canada up here, let alone Greenland or the North Pole. What's going on here? Is this image even real? Let's keep going. How about this one? Does this one make any sense? Slightly better, but how can we be sure? On to the next one. This here doesn't look real to me. There's no stars. This looks like a computer-generated image. Let's keep going. This one, just a floating ball. Is that supposed to be stars in the background or just specks of dust? I can't even tell. How about the next one? Well, that isn't real, is it? This one too. That seems like fake curvature to me. The curve is so extreme, yet can we make out any continents? Not at all. How could it possibly be this extreme? Could just be a fisheye lens, fake curvature. On to this one. This is very, very strange to me. Around the edge there's this bright, glowing blue. Up here, perhaps that makes sense at the source of light from the sun, but down here, towards the south of South America, and the south of South Africa towards Antarctica, why is it glowing blue all around the edge just like it is up here? This doesn't make sense. This is computer generated. On to the next one. Here, does that look real? We can't see any continents. Some curve. Once again, no stars. Over here now. I believe this is an image taken from JAXA, apparently from the moon. Once again, no stars. This is an Earthrise from the moon, apparently. I'm not so sure if I believe this one. Let's really try and find some photos now. Let's try finding NASA Earth photos. We get the same thing. No stars, composites, computer-generated images, just as NASA admits. Wildly changing continents, both in size and shape. And this one? Complete darkness? Is that possible? Maybe. Let's keep going, shall we? Now we've tried finding photos that would support NASA, for example, NASA Earth photos. But now let's try something that might possibly contradict NASA, for example, NASA Earth photos with changing continents. Let's check out this image. From 2007 and 1997, very similar green, similar ocean and sea and water, similar atmosphere and clouds, similar Earth continent color. But then we compare it to 2012. What is going on here? Gigantic continent that's suddenly become complete desert. Absolutely huge. The size and shape has completely changed. This does not make sense. These cannot all be real. Something is wrong here. So why are there no real photos of Earth? Just a simple question. Why are there no photos of Earth? Where are the real photos of Earth? This obviously isn't one. Let's move into some larger images now. We have this one, the 2012 NASA image with the huge North American continent, but we can't even see California, let alone Greenland or the North Pole. We have a huge Baja California all the way up here, a large Mexico drifting down into Central and South America. It takes up pretty much a third of the Northern Hemisphere. Yet we move into this one, takes up barely an eighth. What's going on here? Neither of these can be real. Once again, we have no stars. This makes absolutely no sense. Let's move into an image that has the moon. Now we can't really work out which continent is which here. This could be Baja California in North America here, but we can't be sure. However, we can see the moon. This dark, grey, rather large, spheroid, circular shape here. Yet when we look at this one, it's now a bright silver shape, much smaller and much further away. That doesn't make much sense, does it? Now you could argue that the moon is in its orbital path here, and this is the direction of its orbit. It's further away here, and it's moved in, and it's now closer here. But even that seems unlikely to me. Another ridiculous thing NASA tells us is that the moon and the Earth are supposed to be spinning in equilibrium in opposite directions. And this explains why wherever you are on the Earth, you will always see the same face of the moon. Now, that doesn't really make much sense to me, but apparently to NASA, it does. Another thing that you'll notice is that all of these images of Earth are perfect spheres. Prominent figures in astronomy, such as Neil deGrasse Tyson, will tell us that the Earth is an oblate spheroid. That means that it's flatter at the poles, wider at the equator, and also pear-shaped, which means that it's bulging in the southern hemisphere. So an oblate spheroid that's pear-shaped. Well, if that's true, then why do we not see a bulging southern hemisphere with a wider equator and flatter poles? Why do we not see this? All we see is a perfect sphere. So what we see in all of these images is not what Neil deGrasse Tyson suggests. They are perfect spheres. They are not oblate spheroids that are pear-shaped. In conclusion, where are the real photos of Earth? Everything that we see is computer generated, CGI, or composites? Where on earth are the real photos? All of them are different. None of them are the same. I hope this gives you some food for thought. Think about this. Why can we not find any photos of Earth? Have a good day and good night.